Hi everyone, welcome to your Pick a Pile reading. Today we're going to find out what their true intentions are. And if you're new to the channel, I do Thomas readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new Pick a Pile videos on Sundays. Also, as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description. And this is pile number 1, the Ludi Lescott Tarot. This is pile number 2, the Kawaii Tarot. And this is pile number 3, the Robin Wood Tarot. And with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to choose a pile if you haven't already. And with that, I'll get started on pile number 1. All right. All right, pile number 1. So, this is your reading if you chose pile number 1. But, like I was saying, you have as your overall energy here, the Queen of Wands here, which leads me to believe that this person sees you as a very strong and very powerful person, right? Because the Queen of Wands tends to be very motivated and driven, very passionate, very powerful. I'm going to move these cards over a little bit just so they're a little bit more centered. And I'm just going to take this time to remind you guys that if you like the reading, please leave a like or a comment. But like I was saying, this person sees you as a very desirable person, right? You're very motivated, very passionate, very strong. A lot of those qualities. And I'm looking at a lot of the cards here, right? Because they got the Sun in reverse and the Devil in reverse, right? And those are two very powerful major arcana. I do want to point out that the Devil is associated with the card of Capricorn, so you guys might be dealing with a Capricorn. But that's just extra confirmation, so if it doesn't necessarily apply, that's no big deal. But having those two cards leads me to believe that they're feeling blocked, right? And the fact that this Sun card is in reverse leads me to believe that they want this happiness with you, because the Sun card is the happiest card in the tarot, right? But they also are coming up here as the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands to me is the Wounded Warrior card. And usually there's sort of this connotation of very strong and powerful, like this Queen of Wands. But this person is very much, I almost feel like they feel as if they're damaged goods. They almost don't look like, they almost don't feel like they're, like, this is from their point of perspective, right? So they feel as if they're not enough for you, or that you deserve better, because you have here this Ace of Wands and this Fool card, and that's what they want with you. They want the Sun card as well in the upright, but it's coming up as in the reverse because they don't necessarily have the confidence or the like nerve to come up and talk to you about this. I feel like for some of you, you may have like a friendship or may have talked before casually or whatever, but it's almost like they can't come up to you. And with this Devil in reverse, I feel like they may have had some kind of addiction in the past, and I feel like for some of you it may be some kind of drug addiction, but for others of you it may have been some kind of sexual addiction, right? Because it's always very interesting to look at how the Devil card is depicted, and this Devil card definitely has that connotation of sexual sort of energy, right? And they also have here this Eight of Swords. So those two things together leads me to believe that they felt very trapped within even their own sexuality. And that wasn't where I was going with it, actually, but now that I worded it that way, it might be that for some of you, they're discovering their sexuality. That, doesn't necessarily have to apply, but whatever, this sort of addiction or sexual issues that they kind of need to work out, I feel like they're trying to iron themselves out a little bit before they come to you. But the fact that like this Devil and this Eight of Swords is in reverse leads me to believe that they're breaking away from it. They're breaking free because they want to come forth, and they want to come as the Sun card for you. They want to have this new beginning, powerful new beginning, because the Fool card and the Ace of Swords here, Ace of Wands here, and they want to come forth as the Magician. The Magician has the power to manifest things, right? It's very it's ruled by the planet Mercury, so I feel like communication is very important for you guys. I feel like there may be a lot of back and forth conversation, but in a good way. And they're working on this Ten of Wands, right? And the Ten of Wands talks about your burdens, and the fact that it's coming up in reverse almost leads me to believe that they're trying to open up a space for you in their life. So it might be for some of you, they might have a difficult time squeezing you in right now, and they might just like always be busy, or I'm getting business for a lot of them, their work. This addiction that I was talking about here with the Devil card, it may be that they're workaholics, but whatever it is, they're trying to make room for you. And with this Eight of Pentacles here, your last card, the Eight of Pentacles to me talks about harnessing skills. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to harness their sort of like, for example, like their work-love-life balance kind of a thing. Or they're trying to leave these sort of addictions in the past, and they're trying to, work on better coping skills, or just working on, healthier lifestyle in general. I feel with this Eight of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of them may be taking up some kind of a hobby because they really want to come forth in a way that's meaningful, come forth in a way that is worthy of you and your time. So their intentions are to, I feel like, very romantic. They want happiness with you. It's just that they don't necessarily feel worthy. But that was your pile. That was your reading for this pile, I should say. But you guys are more than welcome to go back and pick another pile. And if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I like to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Pick a Pile videos on Sunday, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading. And with that, we're moving on to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. As your overall energy, here you have the Hierophant card, right? So the Hierophant is a very nice card to have, actually. The Hierophant talks about traditions, so I feel like this person might have sort of that very old school kind of a intention of maybe coming forth in a relationship, being friends first, getting married, that kind of a thing, starting a family, white picket fence, two kids, 2 dogs, whatever, right? This person likes to do things by the book, and that's the symbolism that we have here with the Hierophant, is the book. So moving forward, I feel like this person has the intention of really doing things in a way that I feel like their family is very important to them, and they may be religious, so they want to do things sort of the way they were taught, right? This isn't a person who's interested in reinventing the wheel. But I just want to take this time to say that if you enjoy the reading, please leave a like or a comment. But moving on to your reading, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, as well as the Judgment in reverse. So the 7 of Cups talks about fantasy and daydreaming and letting your imagination run wild, right? And the fact that it's in reverse leads me to believe that this is a very sort of down-to-earth person, right? They like to be realistic. I do want to point out that you have the Hierophant and the Strength card, which represent Taurus and Leo, respectively, and both of which are fixed signs, which tend to be a little bit more on the stubborn side, tend to be a little bit more on the practical side. I feel like they're very unyielding when it comes to their opinions and how they how they're going to act, basically. But with the Judgment card, I feel like they're not trying to be very polemic here, right? They're not trying to act in a way that would cause other people to pass judgment on them. I feel like this person may be a little bit of a conformist in that regard. Like, for better or for worse, they've chosen this path and they're going to stick to it. And I feel like they've made this plan with this 2 of Wands. But it's very interesting because in the past reading we got the first pile, we got the 8 of Pentacles in the upright, and now we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So it almost feels like this person, I feel like for some of you, a very small group of you, this person is intending to leave school in order to be with you, because the 8 of Pentacles talks about harnessing skills. So I feel like, they might be leaving some kind of a way, something that they were using in order to harness a skill. Or it might be that they, and it might be something big like dropping out of college, or it might be something small like no longer going to like karate classes on Saturdays or whatever, right? So I feel like this person wants to make time for you, and I feel like this commitment is very important to them because of this Hierophant, because of this World card also, and a little bit more on that later. But like I was saying, you have this 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands to me is communication. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. The 2 of Wands is planning. I feel like this person might really have weird issues of communication. Like, that just completely came out of left field. I wasn't thinking about that word at all. So I feel like they're like that. I feel that's probably because I'm tuning into their energy, and they most likely have a habit of having something like a Freudian slip here and there. And you're sort of listening to what they're saying and paying attention to it, and I don't think they're very hard to understand at all. I feel like they're very honest, and they're very, this is the way it is, and they put things forward, and they're not like manipulative or deceptive in any way. They're very honest, and they want what they want, and that's just the way it is. But there's definitely a blockage here because there's this Ace of Wands in reverse, right? And the Ace of Wands to me is very much connected to this 2 of Wands. The Ace of Wands to me is like a new beginning, new stimuli, fresh starts, you know, and like you're taking all of it in and everything's new and exciting. And then with the Two of Wands, you're sort of building a game plan, right? So it's very interesting to me. It almost feels as if this person is preparing for a new beginning that hasn't even happened yet, right? And that leads me to believe that it's like they want to move forward with you, but you're not necessarily quite interested in moving forward with them. But they certainly want to. And I feel like with the Strength card in reverse, it's almost like I'm getting this energy of somebody telling the other person to wait for me. And the fact that it's in reverse leads me to believe that there's not necessarily a whole lot of wanting to wait. I feel like this can manifest in two different ways. Either the one person really, really just wants it to just happen right now and they don't have the patience to wait. Or the other scenario is that this person doesn't want to wait and as a result leaves the situation. And I feel like that's that's probably going to be the more common scenario here, because we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups talks about leaving a situation, right? It talks about walking away. And we have the World card here, which is, you know, the finality of this. It's an ending, right? And I feel like I'm getting the expression like, I want to give you the world. And we have the World card here. And I think it's up to you, like, where you want your ending to be, right? Because endings are just new beginnings that are packaged differently. So how is it that you want your ending to play out? Do you want it to end the situation and that's it and nothing else? Or do you want to end this scenario here and then move into a relationship with this person? I feel like there's a lot of wiggle room here if you guys so choose. It's just a matter of, you know, meeting them halfway with their honesty. I feel like they've made their intentions semi-clear. And if they haven't, it's probably just because they're not very good at communication. But I feel like they're trying. I feel like this person is maybe, maybe they're a little dense, but they have a heart of gold. So there's something very much like off about this, not in a bad way, but there's some kind of a hidden element here, something you don't know about. So I seriously suggest ponder and probe them a little bit, find out what it is that they want, even though it's weird, because I know that they want a relationship, and we know that they have this intention of coming forward to you, and they have this intention of like finally reaching marriage. Maybe you should ask them if that's like truly what they want, because they might think that that's what they want, but they may not necessarily be ready for a relationship or something along those lines. So proceed with caution, but like know that this person has pure intentions for you. But that was your reading for this pile number 2. You guys are more than welcome to go back and choose another pile if you so choose. And if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Pick a Pile videos on Sundays, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that, I'm moving on to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. So let me just start off by saying that I sense some heavy twin flame energy here. Even just looking at the cards, they're very powerful. So congratulations, pile number 3. You have a very powerful in relationship on your hands here. And I feel like that's their intention. I do want to take a moment to remind you guys, though, before I start the reading, that if you guys enjoy the readings, please leave a like or a comment. I really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But, like I was saying, your overall energy here is the Empress. Now, that's a very powerful card to have, especially if you are... So, I'm just going to, preface by saying, like, definitely twin flame energy here. And whichever energy you identify with as either the divine masculine or the divine feminine, this person is either seeing you as their DF, or they acknowledge now that they are your DF. And it's a very powerful reading because the most negative card that I see here is the Five of Swords here. And the Five of Swords leads me to believe that you guys in the past have had some very petty arguments or disagreements. And, there's been fighting and it's unfortunate. But I feel like they acknowledge here with the Sun card that those arguments and disagreements were necessary parts because they're necessary parts of the journey. And I feel like they're sort of letting go all of the negative feelings that they have associated with those, memories, and it's melting away for them. I feel like currently right now we're in the winter and it feels like it's melting away into spring, right? And I'm looking at these cards, and especially this Four of Cups sounds very very springtime almost. But I do want to say that the Sun card is the happiest card of the tarot. So you guys have some phenomenal energy here. Like, I just want to take a moment to say, Empress, powerful energy. The Sun, powerful energy. The Two of Cups, powerful energy. The Wheel of Fortune, powerful energy. And this Ace of Swords, you guessed it, powerful energy. If I had to, name this reading, I'd call it something like Twin Flames, powerful energy. I cannot stress how amazing this kind of energy is, because with this Ace of Swords there's a new kind of clarity here, right? And I feel like even until just recently they didn't really understand what this connection was, right? And I don't think it's really about the labels or anything, but I feel like they're now sort of awakening and realizing what you mean to them and what they mean to you. And they're looking at the past, at this sort of energy that they portrayed in the past, and they acknowledge that they hurt you, and I feel like they're very embarrassed and very hurt by it themselves. And even if they've been, and I feel like for most of you, there's probably been a time of separation, and you're probably in separation right now. And for a lot of you, they may have even been in a relationship, but it's only served to compound this concrete feeling that they have in their heart that they want more out of relationships. They want more out of existence. And I feel like that feeling of wanting more with the Four of Cups, that dissatisfaction in their current relationships, is because they know that you are around the corner. They know that they could have a connection with you, so what's even the point in having other connections? And I'm making it sound a little bit more harsh than I probably should, but I feel like that's kind of the energy that they're in right now. They have decided that it's you that they want. And with this Two of Cups here, the Two of Cups talks about soulmate energy, right? The symbolism of the card itself is just, very clear cut. They're exchanging cups of love and they want to be together. And the reason I bring attention to this whole moment of awakening is because you have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man talks about a change in perspective. And the fact that there's been this change of perspective leads me to believe that in the past, like I said earlier, in the past they weren't quite aware of this, but now they are. Now there's been a change. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this has all been, you know, according to plan. The Wheel of Fortune can sometimes talk about divine timing. So I feel like in the past, you know, if things haven't worked out, it's just been exclusively because of the fact that it wasn't time yet. But now with this Wheel of Fortune, it feels like it's time. It feels like you've gone through these negative emotions in the bottom, and now it's time for you to awaken to your happiness. And I definitely feel that the other person is sort of working up the nerve to come towards you and talk to you, especially since there's this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords talks about a message coming forth, and this Knight, I don't know if you can quite see, it's a little hard to tell, but this Knight is... It's a little hard to tell, but this Knight is very excited. Like, in the face, he's wanting to come forward, right? So I feel like they're excited. They cannot wait to be together with you again. It's just a matter of something is holding them back, but notice that it's not even here. It's not even a position in the reading. Like, whatever it is that's going on in their life is so periphery to them wanting to be with you that they can't even imagine it. This is a powerful reading, powerful energy. But like I said, that was your pile. But you guys are more than welcome to go back and pick another pile if you so choose. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new pick a pile videos on Sundays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings. I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope that you enjoyed your reading.